For this video, we will discuss the sum and the product of roots of a quadratic equations. Ang tanong, bakit may ganitong topic sa quadratic equations? Ganito lang yan. Ihalimbawa ako sa isang sitwasyon. Halimbawa, bago ka sa isang lugar. Problema mo ang pumunta ng palengke, then ang isa mong kapitbahay, sabi niya, sumabay ka na sa akin dahil may pupuntahan ako, dadaan ako ng palengke. Pagdating mo sa palengke, magtatanong ka ngayon, paano ako babalik? Doon papasok ang sum and product of roots of a quadratic equations. Yung unang mga topics ninyo is solving quadratic equations na kung saan meron tayong quadratic formula, merong factoring, completing the square, at iba pa. So, ang given doon is the quadratic equation. Ang hinahanap is the roots. Dito naman sa sum and product of roots, ang given roots, you will find the quadratic equation. Let us illustrate the topic in some easy way. For example, you are said to solve x squared plus 12x plus 27 equals 0. So here, we will find the roots by factoring x, square root of x squared is n and x, or the factors, since it is positive and is negative, minus n, minus the factors of 27 is, try natin ang 3 and 9. 3 times x is negative 3x. X times negative 3 is negative 9x, negative 12x. So that is already correct. Continue. X minus 3 equals 0. X minus 9 equals 0. X equals 3. X equals 9. So our x sub 1 is 3, our x sub 2 is 9, or vice versa. The sum of the roots is the reverse. Given the roots of a quadratic equation 3 and 9, find the equation. Okay. So, basically, what we are doing is, we are multiplying 3 opposite is minus 3, 9 opposite is x minus 9. Negative 9 times negative 9 is positive 27, negative 9 times x, negative 9x. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. X times x is x squared. So, plus 27, negative 12x, and x squared. Okay. Now, in the sum of product of roots, we will not go on to this. X squared minus 12x plus 27 equals 0. 12 is the sum of the two roots. 3 plus 9 equals 12. 27 is the product of the two roots. We have 3 times 9 equals 27. Now, the very obvious, you substitute x squared minus 12x plus 27 equals 0. Not multiplying what we did before. The roots of a quadratic equation are described by its formula. X equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The sum x sub 1 plus x sub 2 equals, let's remove first the minus, so negative b plus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a plus negative b minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Since they have the same denominator, we have 2a. Then combine like terms. Negative b plus negative b is negative 2b. Positive square root of b squared minus 4ac and negative square root of b squared minus 4ac. Para lang yan. Positive 6 minus 6 equals 0. So it is very easy to cancel. Cancel ang 2. So we have negative b over a is our sum of the two roots. How about for the product? X sub 1 multiply to x sub 2 equals negative b plus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a multiply to negative b minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We know that they are conjugates. The same first term, opposite last term. So we follow the pattern. The pattern is like this. X plus y multiplied to x minus y equals x squared minus y squared. So just get the squared. Negative b times negative b is b squared minus square root of b squared minus 4ac squared all over 4a squared. 2a times 2a is 4a squared. B squared, square root of b squared minus 4ac quantity squared is cancelled. So we have negative times b squared is negative b squared. Negative times negative 4ac is positive 4ac all over 4a squared. B squared minus b squared is cancelled. So we have 4ac all over 4a squared. Cancel lang 4. Cancel lang a squared. May natirang a. So remain is c over a is our product of roots. Again, the sum of the roots equals negative b over a. The product of the roots equals c over a. Example 1. 2x squared plus 8x minus 10 equals 0. Find the sum and the product of the roots. So instead of doing the factoring, extracting the square root, completing the square, and doing the quadratic formula, no need. Just follow this. Okay, get the value of a. Equals 2, b equals 8, c equals negative 10. So the sum of the roots is negative b over a equals negative 8 over 2 equals negative 4. The product of the roots equals c over a. C is negative 10. Our a is 2. Negative 10 over 2 is negative 5. Therefore, the sum and product of roots of 2x squared plus 8x minus 10 equals 0 is negative 4 and negative 5 respectively. Again, let us prove if negative 4 and negative 5 are the sum and product. Let us solve this by factoring. Divide 2. X squared. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Minus 4 divided by 2 is 5. Equals 0. By factoring, what are the factors? Since it is negative, positive and negative. What are the factors of 5 if subtracted equals 4 is 5 and 1. Since it is positive, this is 5 and this is 1. X equals negative 5. X equals 1. Sum. X sub 1 plus X sub 2 equals negative 5 plus 1 equals negative 4. Product. Negative 5 times 1 equals negative 5. So therefore, our solution before is correct. Let's have an exercises. Letter A, find the sum and product of roots. Number 1, 2x squared minus 16x plus 10 equals 0. A equals 2, B equals negative 16, C equals 10. X sub 1 plus X sub 2 equals negative B over A equals negative 16 all over 2 equals negative is positive, 16 over 2 is 8. The product of the roots equals C over A. C is 10, A is 2, so we have 5. Therefore, the sum is 8, the product is 5. Number 2, 3x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. A, again is 3, B is negative 5, C equals 6. Sum. Negative B over A. Negative 5 over 3 equals negative 5/3 is the sum. How about the product? C over A. C is 6, A is 3, the product is 2. Let us continue. Exercise letter B. Given the roots, write the quadratic equation in standard form. Number 1, the roots are 6 and 11. The sum of the roots, x sub 1 plus x sub 2 equals negative b over a equals negative 6 plus 11 equals negative 17. The product of the roots x sub 1, x sub 2 equals c over a equals 6 times 11 equals 66. The quadratic equation equals x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals 0. So we have x squared minus 17x plus 66 equals 0 is the quadratic in standard form whose roots are 6 and 11. Number 2, the roots are negative 3 and 7. The sum of the roots equals negative 3 plus 7 equals negative 4. The product of the roots equals c over a equals negative 3 times positive 7 equals negative 21. X squared minus 4x minus 21 equals 0 is the quadratic in standard form whose roots are negative 3 and positive 7. Number 3, 5/6 and 1/6. Again, the sum of the roots equals negative b over a equals negative 5/6 plus 1/6 equals 6. 5 plus 1 is 6 equals negative 1. The product equals c over a equals 5/6 times 1/6. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 times 6 is 36. Converting to quadratic equation, x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals 0. So we have x squared b over a is negative 1 or negative x. C over a equals 5 over 36 equals 0. Since we have 36 here, in standard form we don't have denominator, so what we will do is we will multiply both sides by 36. So we have 36 x squared. 36 times x is negative 36x. Cancel ang 36 plus 5. 0 times 36 is 0. So these are now the quadratic equation in standard form whose roots are 5/6 and 1/6. Number 4, find the quadratic equation in standard form whose roots are 3/2 and negative 7/3. Go on to the sum of the roots equals negative b over a equals negative 3/2. Instead of plus, it is minus because negative 7/3. Getting the LCD of 2 and 3 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Minus 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. Okay. Negative 9 minus 14 is negative 5 over 6. Negative times negative is positive 5/6 is the sum. Go on to the product. Equals c over a equals 3/2 multiply to negative 7/3. Cancel 3, remain is negative 7/2. To change into quadratic equation, we have x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals 0. X squared b over a is 5/6. C over a is negative 7/2 equals 0. Since in standard form we don't have the denominator, so we will multiply both sides by the LCD. The LCD of 6 and 2 is 6. 6 times x squared is 6x squared. Cancel 6, so remain is 5x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 7 is minus 21 equals 0. So this is now the quadratic equation in standard form if the roots are 3/2 and negative 7/3. Kung nakatulong po at nagustuhan ninyo ang video, please like. At paki-share na rin po para tuloy-tuloy ang pagtulong natin sa iba.